Hi, everyone. Welcome back to PurelyB Inspired podcast, our latest episode. So, in this podcast, we talk about ancient Malaysian traditions, insights, and success stories from our heritage. With me, Jesrina Arshad, your host. I'm the founder of PurelyB, where we're passionate about ancient Malaysian wellness traditions and remedies and sharing their benefits with the world. Today, I have with me Dr. Shin Yee Fung, who is not your average medicinal mushroom scientist. She's a biochemist. She's a professor at University of Malaya, which is one of the leading research institutes in Southeast Asia. She's also the leading researcher for Malaysia's national treasure, tiger milk mushroom, a rare 400-year-old mushroom. And she plays a huge role into how we were able to create tiger milk mushroom by PurelyB, which has changed the life of a lot of our customers. So welcome, Dr. Fung. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Jesrina. It's a pleasure to be with everyone and to begin to share our journey on our work with tiger milk mushroom.
Yes, yeah. So Dr. Fung, your journey isn't quite conventional. You started in biochemistry, then toxicology, and now pioneering research to rare medicinal mushrooms. So what led you down this path?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I always ask myself, why am I here today? So I'm a biochemist by training, as you aptly said, and then I used to work with snake venoms, would you believe that?
Yeah.
In the field of toxicology. But I think also with a little dabbling of fate, that is quite helpful in my current field. So when I did my doctorate studies, I worked with venom toxins, which means that I work with a lot of different type of toxins. So when I began my career in University of Malaya, I was presented with this opportunity of the tiger milk mushroom. My senior passed to me a sclerotium of this.
What's a sclerotium again?
Rare mushroom. Sclerotium is the root part of this mushroom.
Right.
So, and I'm not a fan of traditional medicine before.
Oh, really? That's
So
fascinating
I
to hear.
have never thought that one day I would do this.
Interesting.
And because of that, and because of my background in toxicology, so when someone told me that this mushroom has medicinal value, my first thought was, is it safe to eat? That is primary. And because when we do biochemistry studies, we learn everything about how chemicals work in our body. So whether or not to put this into consumption is actually a big question. Is it safe? Very important. So it was then that when this opportunity was presented to me, so first thing we did is actually to find out whether it was safe. We did safety assessment, and it was a very thorough safety assessment. So we took this mushroom and we put through different safety
mushroom?
tests. Tiger milk mushroom.
Tiger milk mushroom specifically.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is my...
Why did you focus on tiger milk mushroom to begin with?
As fate would have it,
Yes.
it was presented to me. Say, can you find out what this mushroom can do?
Right.
And
And nobody was looking into tiger milk mushroom at the time.
not at that time. It was
Interesting.
it's rare. So the history of this mushroom is that it began in the 1800s. So it was after we started working on this mushroom that we began to dug history on this mushroom. So then we realized that in our national archives, it was documented in 1664
Wow.
by someone in the diary of John Evelyn. So many hundreds of years ago, people already know the existence of this mushroom.
What did they know it for?
So you know how when they used to do trading with our peninsula, so when they come to anywhere that they dock their ship, they will always look for things that are very precious.
Okay.
And this was one of it, apparently.
Wow.
So
It was like a
apparently-
treasure.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a treasure. It's a medicinal treasure. So they look for something like this, and at that time, I'm not sure whether they came with the stem and the cap, but it was this. It was like a rock-like structure, and then they collected this, and they brought it. They put it into their treasure box to bring it back to wherever they came from. So it was documented like that. And there's another name I'm sure that all of us would know, H.N. Ridley,
Yeah.
the father of rubber, who introduced rubber seeds into Malaysia. So he also documented that this is a medicinal treasure. He had it written. And so there must be
But
something
it was not
in this.
written by Malaysians at that time.
So it is listed as one of the most important medicinal mushroom by someone called Tuan Haji Mat Yusof. So, and the first sample of this mushroom, tiger milk mushroom, the scientific name is Lignosus rhinoceros. The
Yes.
first sample was really obtained from Penang, Malaysia.
Okay.
So at that time, that was when trading was quite commonly done because it's an island. So the first sample that was located was from Penang. So all this information are what we have dug up from the National Archives, which is very important as we study this mushroom. So which means to say that this is really a forgotten medicinal gem
Yeah.
of our country. Now 20 years later, it's safe to say that it has came to life.
In Malaysia, but not yet globally. It hasn't gone mainstream yet.
And
Yeah.
it should go mainstream one day, hopefully soon.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely feel it's on the tracks there, which is obviously why we are working together, PurelyB, to bring this globally to the US and whatnot, because it has changed the life of a lot of people who suffer from respiratory conditions and
That's right.
issues, but also in a preventative way as well.
Yep.
And I think in this discussion, would really like to unpack that so more people can really understand why it is a national treasure and why it is called a lost treasure or hidden gem in that sense. It's not an exaggeration.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. So before we get into that, before we dive in more to the tiger mushroom, we'd love to know more regarding your journey. I mean, you've met so many scientists along your journey, and it was a transition journey for you as well. What would you say was the biggest wow moment that you have experienced so far?
The biggest wow moment is that I am privileged to be able to make sense scientifically of a belief of our traditional people. I think that's important. So I've always had this belief that scientists, we know a lot of science, we study biochemical pathway, we study how things work in our body, but there is always a gap between traditional knowledge that has been prevailing for so many hundreds of years, and then we come and say this works for example respiratory health. But how?
Yeah.
So they must know something that we don't. And I think my role as a scientist is to get these data as how modern science would have it and explain how it works. So that's why our journey in this research is, I would call it the backwards journey, where we go and speak to our locals and traditional communities and ask them,
villages,
do you know this? What do you use this for?
What did
has
your
this helped
grandmother
with?
use it for?
That's
Yeah.
right. So when they tell us these things, then we go like, okay, let's run an experiment. Let's validate their claims.
Yeah.
I think that's a wow moment.
Yeah.
And when we do validate it, and the scientific data shows us that, this is
Correct.
correct.
The science
but
proves
how
what the
did-
traditions has
That's
been going
right.
on for generations.
That's right. But how did our forefathers, grandmothers, grandparents know about this before the advent of science?
Yeah.
There must be something. I don't know what it is.
And so even today with all your research, it still hasn't been uncovered. Like, how did they know without having all these methodologies to be able to dive in further to prove that it works? But it was just this ancient wisdom and knowledge that was passed down through different generations.
But it's also amazing that 400 years ago, someone who, well, science has not, but they know this rock has medicinal value.
Yeah.
Now, how did that happen? So we are here, I think our role as scientists is here just to uncover that
Yeah.
and convince the current generation that there is a lot of wisdom in ancient knowledge.
Yeah. And that the science can prove it. Because I think there are skeptics out there who are not so welcoming to a lot of these more traditional methods because they're like, where's the science behind it?
That's right.
And now I think a lot of people are scrambling for natural remedies and natural solutions more and more now because they're seeing more side effects from drugs and other sorts of treatments, and they are more open. And I think that's a beautiful thing because that's a key part of why we're doing this podcast. We want to share more education because we do realize that more people now want to know and they're seeking the knowledge and the help. And so I think you play such a huge role there, Dr. Fung. I'm really glad that you, by the sheer hand of fate, ended up on this path 20 years ago, same age as your
son.
And because this truly, for me, myself, I can say, is why I decided to do this with yourself and create Tiger Mushroom by PurelyB was because of my allergies. So I think if you remember before, and we talked about it, I suffer from gluten, dairy, egg, wheat, shellfish allergies. I know that you had this pioneering research and you had this patent technology for 5 years, but you didn't commercialize. And that's why we could step in and say, how can we bring this to the market and work together? But trying it for myself first and seeing, okay, the science, I've heard the testimonials, but I need to try it for myself. And then when I tried it, I remember it was just like 1 week. And at that time, my cousin opened up this new sort of sandwich shop during COVID. And he was serving everything that I cannot eat. Gluten, dairy, egg, wheat, shellfish, red meat, like everything. But because that was his menu and I wanted to support him, I was like, fine, I will eat all of this. And if it's really, really bad, I'll pop a Zyrtec after. And I remember I had been taking tiger mushroom for 1 week. And then that weekend when I ate that sandwich, I was prepared for, typically what would happen to me was I'll get rashes, I'll start sneezing, itchy eyes and all that and feel super tired, but nothing. And I was like, I didn't even have to reach for the Zyrtec, nothing. That whole weekend, and I was a bit dumbfounded because I was like, wait, what did I do differently? And I realized it was a tiger mushroom. And then after that, I kept testing it. And then over time, I realized that my tolerance has just improved in terms of I can actually eat dairy if I want to, but I choose not to because it's highly processed and it's actually not good for your health, high inflammatory and all that. But if I did have it, I wouldn't react the way that I used to. So tiger mushroom has been a game changer for me and my health, and I didn't suffer from anything too chronic. But there are people who now don't have to rely on inhalers, no in and out of hospitals for asthma attacks. So for me, this is groundbreaking research that needs to reach the hands of so many more people, especially families, children, parents. So I really wanted to uncover that in today's.
Yeah, so after I have ascertained it was really safe, you know, I'm a mother myself.
Yeah.
And a daughter and a wife. I definitely, I tested it first, so I took it.
As you should, yes.
Yeah. They always say that if the scientists take the same material that they test
Very
on,
true.
it must be okay.
Yeah. Like you yourself need to be the walking testimony.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I took it, and remember, I'm not a traditional medicine kind of person.
Yes.
I have never taken any. I always refuse traditional medicine because, you see, when I studied, it's all biochemical pathways, right? They're all molecules. So in my head, it's always, what am I eating? And that's why after we did the safety assessment, we did short-term, super long-term chronic safety tests. We did teratogenic, that is to see whether it would affect offspring. And we also did genotoxicity, whether it would change the gene. None of that. And all the organs that we did safety tests, first on animals. Now we have moved to human, and they're okay.
That's great.
So that's when I was brave enough to take it myself. And then after that, the next guinea pig was my husband. So he had allergic rhinitis. Every morning he will wake up with itchy nose, sneezing, and he couldn't sleep under the air conditioning.
Is it similar to sinus-ish?
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
Sinusitis, yes, correct.
Okay.
So I told him to take it. But for him, because he had this problem for a long time, so naturally our body
It takes
adapts.
time.
Yeah, it takes time.
time.
So after 3 to 4 months, I remember, no problem with air conditioning, no more very irritating noises in the morning.
So now it's okay. You can sleep peacefully as
Kinda, yeah.
well.
So yes, so then
Oh, so this
my
is
children,
this is for the partners. This isn't just for the person who
yeah,
suffers
then my
from the condition.
children, and then my parents. Well, so it went on like this, and then
How did it help your children?
So for my children, because then they started schooling. So when kids go to school,
Germs.
friends touching here and there. So yeah, I think it boosts. I wouldn't use the word boost. It modulates their immunity. Yeah, because boost is you heightened. Sometimes we get reaction when our immune system is heightened. That's why we come up with rash and all that.
Oh,
So yeah,
okay.
so modulate is a better word. Balance the immune system is the word that I would like to use.
Right.
So it is all these again experiences of people who take tiger milk mushroom from our studies, and then tell me what their responses are. So there is also a lady who is now a friend, all the way from Johor. She told me, she rang me one day and she said, I don't know what else to do. So she started telling me that she had pulmonary fibrosis. And then it happened after her area had a large fire. They began to burn down some forest areas.
Oh,
So
okay.
there's a lot of smoke. And then her immediate neighbor liked to burn things in their house compound, which is
right.
not so environmental friendly. But anyway, she said that then she had problems with breathing, and then she was put on steroids, and then she was just told that this is it. We don't know what else to give you. So then she said, what can you help me with? So we still should see the doctor. But I told her that there is a mushroom. Mushroom is a food, right?
Yeah.
So maybe you can try. So
Heal
she
with
did.
food first.
Because there's nothing else she can do.
Yeah,
So
she tried everything.
and this is
yeah.
safe. So she tried it. She was brave enough to try it. And now I think I've known her for more than 10 years. And she's on it. She's dropped her inhalers. She's
Wow.
dropped her steroids. She no longer go for hospital visits. So that's why she became a
She
friend.
can enjoy life now.
Kind of, yeah. So steroids make her grow bigger.
Of course. Yeah. Amongst the many side effects.
Correct. So yeah. So these are the kind of things that
yeah.
really motivates scientists like us. Sometimes in the lab, when things don't go well, experiments fail, and go like, why am I doing this? These are our motivation.
Yeah. Yeah. Would you say the biggest benefit of tiger milk mushroom is how it naturally reduces inflammation in the body and the lungs? What would you say would be, if you were, obviously tiger mushroom has many benefits. If you were to pinpoint the core, which then has a multi-effect across your entire system.
Okay, first and foremost, I think anyone who wishes to take functional food need to ascertain what is the real reason why they are seeking this. Because if someone is completely healthy, then they won't feel that tiger milk mushroom is of benefit to them.
Except they might just feel good.
Yeah.
And that's it. They
And if-
can't, yeah.
They will feel more energetic for sure.
Yes. Oh, yes. So there's a origin story regarding that,
So
right?
we did that. So yeah, because we were told by the orang asli that if they have this sclerotium, so the orang asli, when they pick this, they would break this stem off. They will only carry this part,
Right.
and then they would go for their forest run. And apparently, I was told that as they go into the forest, when they get tired, they would rest, but they would take a bite of this.
And then they feel fueled up.
Yeah. And they will never get lost.
Huh. It helps with memory?
You know,
Or...
This is not ways. You won't get lost. But I think what they really meant was that because when we are tired, we can't think properly. We can't remember where which direction we came
Your
from.
brain is tired, your
So,
body
yeah.
is tired.
That's right. So maybe this is the reason why they never got lost, because they are energized. But we didn't just believe them. We did the work,
Of course.
and it increases ATP production.
Oh.
ATP is a short for adenosine triphosphate, which is the energy molecule in our body. So we did that kind of work.
Was it quite substantial?
Yes, especially in the skeletal muscles, where they used to give energy in our limbs and so on. So yeah, so all these stories, folk tales, we always validate it with experiment. I think that is the wow factor that we're talking about.
Yes, absolutely.
Because I don't think I can even convince myself to say that, okay, I take this and then,
I mean,
okay,
you weren't someone who
No.
really was all for traditional medicine anyway. So it took a lot. It took tiger milk mushroom to then bring you over to the other side and say, no, traditional medicine works and the science proves it.
Even now, I don't take traditional medicine.
Only tiger milk mushroom?
And the mushroom that I research.
Oh, of course, which
Yeah.
we're definitely going to go into that. That's so interesting because you know what? You firsthand have gone deep into the research and you see that it is proven. And that's why you're happy to take it. I feel like with others, unless you have done your own research, I don't think you would feel,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I'm quite an objective person. I don't listen to hearsays.
Yeah.
So it is very important for us to verify all this with scientific data.
I agree. I completely agree. And I feel that even for people who are out there seeking tiger milk mushroom, I think what's also really important, and it's a big part of why we decided to create tiger milk mushroom with you, is because people need to do the research. People need to find out the source. So even if now listening to our podcast, people will be like, great, I need to find tiger milk mushroom. So Dr. Fung, even though you have dedicated like 20 years of your life into researching this national treasure, our lost wisdom, but a lot of people still don't know about tiger milk mushroom around the world. But the origin story is fascinating. When I do tell people, they're like, I want to know more. So I would love for you to share more on the origins and the folklore behind tiger milk mushroom.
So we will start with the name.
Yes.
Why tiger? It doesn't resemble anything like a tiger, except for maybe the shade of the color. But you see, the Orang Asli had this folklore.
The indigenous.
The indigenous people had this folklore saying that wherever they find tigers roaming, they will usually find one of this. And when I say one, whenever they find one, they will find another 5 to 10 kilometers away. So the way this mushroom grows is
Unlike any other.
unlike any other. It doesn't mushroom.
It doesn't come in a
It's-
cluster. It's not in like a school or a
Correct,
cluster.
that's right.
Yeah.
So whenever they find tigers roaming, so their folklore is that the tiger mummy that drips the milk onto the ground, that's where this mushroom will begin to sprout. So,
So like almost like it has that magic additional nutrition from the tiger's
from
milk
the milk,
into
right?
the
Yeah, that's
soil.
right.
Yeah.
But so you see, then it begins to sprout, and then this sclerotium will begin to grow. But you see, the sclerotium is really underground.
Right.
And this sclerotium can remain underground for many years until and unless the environment around it threatens this mushroom. Then it will begin to sprout and grow a stem and then a cap. So underneath this cap is where you find spores.
Right.
So the moment it feels threatened, it will begin to stem using the nutrient found in the sclerotium to grow this stem, which renders this sclerotium empty over time. And then it will grow this cap, and then the spores will begin to propagate.
Interesting. So it won't necessarily sprout.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
So that's why it can remain underground for many years. And if you don't go into the forest with someone who has skills to be able to find, you may not locate it at all.
Of course. I mean, it looks like a rock in the soil.
That's
Yeah.
right. So that's how the folklore, that's how they storied it to us.
Right. So all those explorers who were looking for tiger milk mushroom and whatnot, they clearly were on a mission because it's so rare
That's right.
that they had to really just dedicate time to try and uncover it because you'll find one every 10 kilometers. if you're lucky.
So because of its rarity, I think it was, and then with the advent of pollution, deforestation,
Yeah.
and advent of modern medicine, that's how I think over time it has been forgotten.
Yeah.
And it's not common unless someone who has used this before and has benefited from it remember something like this.
And then they tell others.
Correct.
Right, right. Isn't that sort of how tiger milk mushroom got even though it has been around for 400 years and it is only found in Malaysia, it's our lost national treasure. But it took our former Prime Minister, Tun Mahathir, to talk about it before it actually got a spotlight in Malaysia for research to then expand around
That's
it.
right.
Is that correct?
That was in year 2002. It was in a biotechnology convention. So he storied to the people that he suffered from chronic cough.
Right.
And he's a doctor.
Yeah.
He's a Western trained clinician, but he wasn't able to find a cure for his chronic cough. So he told all of us who were present that day that his friend gave him something like a rock-like.
Was his friend a scientist or?
The friend was his friend is someone who believes in traditional medicine for sure.
Okay.
So gave him this, and it helped him. And then when he got the next attack, he took it again, and it helped him.
So it was
So he
consistent.
was asking the scientists present, he was really encouraging the scientists present to look at it, to find this thing and do research.
Yeah.
And so that was when the cultivator of the sample that we are working with, the strain is called TM02. So when we cultivate, we take this from the wild and then we cultivate it, we had different numbers. So the number that was comparable to the wild type is TM02. So Dr.
So
Tan,
that's why it's a matter of like making sure it's the right tiger milk mushroom, right?
it's so important.
Yeah, so it's a
because we don't want to
TM02.
cultivate. Yes.
Yeah.
TM02 that was cultivated using rice-based media. The rice that we eat every day, the organic rice that we eat every day is how this mushroom grows. So we do this in a clean and sterile environment with all food-grade media
Right, right.
to grow this.
Because if you try and get it from the wild, it's so rare, it's difficult to find, and it also will not be of the best quality. There'll be mold, and it depends on the environment. Is that correct?
Also, if you happen to find one that has already a stem and cap intact, the sclerotium is empty. So even if you find it in the wild, there won't be much.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So how did people back in the day be able to benefit from it? Because that's the only way, the only source would be from the wild.
Yeah, so whatever nutrient that is left in here will be what they use.
I see.
But one sclerotium would differ from another because the weight is different.
Yeah.
Some half stem.
So it's really your luck, really,
Yeah.
at that time.
So
yeah.
they did tell us that they will find this if they are lucky. They always believe that if they are lucky,
They
they will
find
locate
it.
this. If not, they get nothing.
Yeah.
So, but for our scientific studies, we really cannot work with something that has
Inconsistencies.
correct.
Yeah.
The nutrient is inconsistent. The amount of compounds inside is inconsistent. We can't work with that. We can't do experiment with that.
You need it at its optimal level.
That's
and
right.
that's why in a lab through white rice. Is it jasmine white rice or is it brown rice or
Brown rice,
brown rice? Okay, good.
because white is bleached.
yes, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once it is cultivated and we began working with the cultivated version, we didn't just start to work with it just like that. We also compared it with the wild type. First of all, we have to ensure that the species is correct. So
TMO2 species, correct?
we named it TMO2.
Right.
But this TMO2 need to be comparable to the wild type, the correct species, because in Malaysia, there are really 3 types of tiger milk mushroom.
Oh, interesting.
And when it is sold by the orang asli, without the stem and the cap, you really won't know.
They all look the same.
They all look the same. The sclerotium, this
sclerotium
part
looks
looks
the
the
same.
same, exactly the same. And the only differing is underneath the cap. We'll be able to tell what
Right.
species it is. And that was really documented by my group as well. Because we went to search for this sclerotium because we wanted to cultivate it, right? So we went to buy everything that Orang Asli sold. And that was when we discovered that actually there's more than one species. And we actually published this in 2013, the discovery of two new species. So first and foremost, we have to ascertain that the species of tiger milk mushroom and all the data that comes is from this species, Lignosus rhinoceros. That is important. Secondly, we couldn't work with any wild type because of the inconsistency of compounds that is found inside the sclerotium. So therefore, cultivation, a cultivated
controlled environment.
Controlled environment sclerotium is important. Then we began to do. And we compared it with the wild type. Definitely the cultivated one, because we didn't allow the stem to form. So the cultivated sclerotium has got more nutrients.
Because it stayed in the sclerotium.
That's right. We didn't allow anything to form.
Right.
So it has more nutrient. And then we worked with this. So we have always worked with TM02. All the data that we have had collected in the past 20 years is only this strain.
That's amazing.
And then when our team began to extract, we also extract using only water. I know that a lot of people who extract using hot water and then different temperature water, and then they
there's
extract using
chemicals, and that's why a lot of the time we're just against extracts, because you don't know what goes into it to be able to get that extract.
Yeah.
And if it's going to be orally consumed for health, then it's a question mark of how safe
right.
it is.
So we use pure, clean water. So we also had our patented method of extracting to ensure that all the nutrients that we talked about just now that was in this sclerotium is not destroyed.
It's preserved.
It's preserved. And so we did that flow. And that's why PurelyB today, you have XLR.
Yes.
X,
that's right.
X really stands for extract. LR is for the species name,
Lignosus.
rhinoceros.
Lignosus rhinoceros.
Yep. So XLR, that's where it comes from. And the version that you're using, XLR.
Yeah.
And the version that you're using is the extracted form, which means it is more potent.
Yeah.
I know in the market, everybody says that I've used that many milligrams.
It's not
of
about
tiger
that.
milk mushroom.
Yeah.
It is not about the milligrams. It's about whether it is efficacious or not. And that's so important.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really makes no sense if you take so many grams of the thing,
Yes.
but it doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly. And that's such a key point that you brought up. I think, people who are researching tiger mushroom and then they're like, oh, there's more grams of tiger mushroom in this product compared to this one. Surely it must be more potent, it must be more effective and whatnot. And I think it's important to always do the research. Like, how do they source? What form is it in terms of grams? Is it extract? If it's extract, how do they extract it? What species is it?
Yes.
Or is it just raw tiger mushroom powder? Because that's very different to TMO2 XLR extract, which we use in our products working with you. And so I think that has become such a key educational point for us, even at PurelyB. We have to actually educate. They don't know. And once they know, they're like, oh, that's interesting. I never knew that. And then some of them discover it for themselves. Like we've had customers who said, I've tried different types, and yours is the only one that works. And and I never ask what are these other brands or like how much of tiger mushroom. I never need to go into that detail. For me, it's just important that it works and it helps them.
Yep.
But the fact that they come and tell me like, it's the only one that works. I have tried everything, shows. We don't need much. It's only a small amount, hence why it's a small sachet. But at the same time, however, I know you've also done tests on this, of being able to, if someone were to take more than one sachet in a day. And there are people, even myself, if I fall sick, I take quite a few sachets in a day, and the next day I'm fine, right? But if I'm just normal and I'm okay, I'm not falling under the weather, I just take one a day, right? So I think the whole idea of it being natural is important as to why, yes, you can take more. It's just more expensive.
It's not so economical for
It's
the
not so
pocket.
economical.
But you're right. So when we did the safety assessment that we talked about earlier, we had, according to the OECD rules, we have to do it many more times higher than our recommended dosage to ensure that there's no toxicity of any sort at very high levels. So we have done up to, let's say our body weight is 60 kilograms, we have done up to 3 grams per kg, not per 60 kilograms.
Right, right.
Yeah, that's the upper limit is tremendous. So it's safe.
Yes. Yeah.
That is assured.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember, I think, when we talked about it regarding the testings and the studies, it was eight sachets in a day. It was done up to 8 sachets in a day. And that it was safe and it was still effective. And I think that was really important because it was, we haven't done tests beyond that, but up till 8 a day, it is good to take. For those who feeling under the weather or whatnot and they feel that they want to take more, I don't think anybody has actually taken 8 in a day. Even myself, I take 5 because it's literally taking almost the whole box. But I think it's important for people to have peace of mind that it was validated with research from the medicinal mushroom scientists who pioneered the research behind this, because with everything, people just want to know, is it safe? And if it works, that to them, that is what changes everything, right?
Yeah, so I've been taking it for 15 years now.
Wow.
And I'm doing this podcast with you today.
Oh my God.
So it's okay.
15 years later. Yeah, you even took it when you were pregnant.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? Because I think that people
Because
asking,
it's food. I think the terminology, functional food, need to be understood.
Yeah, yeah.
It is food. It has medicinal properties, as with all other types of food. And if it is food, we can take it, but we don't have to take too much, and it works.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think healing with food is such an important approach that we all have to go back to, because that was the wisdom that was passed down to us that we have forgotten as we step into this modern world. And
also because I think our current diet and lifestyle consists of a lot of ultra-processed food that has a lot of synthetic chemicals that are put in. Because we want things fast, we want things quick, we want
things cheap.
Fix.
Yeah.
Or cheap is one. We also want a magic bullet for everything.
Yeah.
But we forget that naturally it doesn't happen this way.
No.
We
Takes
need
time.
to keep our body healthy in all aspects, and then put in this good food, good functional food, and then we're okay.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I completely believe in that. I mean, for me, what helped me on this journey and why I ended up creating PurelyB was actually cutting out processed foods. It was going natural, cutting out processed foods, going more plant-based, incorporating more herbs, Malaysian herbs into my diet and whatnot. That was what changed everything. So yeah, it took education for me that the foods that I was eating that I thought was fine and normal actually was not healthy. I wasn't eating fast food. I was just eating, normal things that you buy from the supermarket or whatnot, but you don't read the label.
Yeah.
And then that was a big eye-opener for me back in 2015. I think more people are more educated now, but still I think there's a lot of people that just need to just know where it comes from. Whatever you're buying, whatever you put into your body, where does it come from? Where's it sourced? What's in it? What are the ingredients? Do you know what the ingredient
And
is?
how they process it.
And how do they
So,
process it?
I have always told you that I've only used water.
Yes.
The,
Yeah.
the students in my laboratory know nothing else but water. So we use clean, distilled, pure water. Distilled is pure water.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
So we have always just used water. And everybody asks students, myself included, how do you just use water? Don't you have to add something to get that thing out? No need.
Yeah.
Really no need.
You don't need it. Yeah. I
We
think
use
as
everything that
pure
nature
as
provides.
possible. Exactly. I think that's what it is, right? Go back to the way nature intended it. But what you've done is taken a step further that in this extract form, that it can preserve it, the highest potency level is even more preserved than if you were to get it in the wild, right? So that is the
Yep.
difference. Yeah.
Correct. In a while, it could be adulterated because our soil now is more polluted than
It's
before.
different. Yeah,
air is
exactly.
different.
Our environment is different.
There will be heavy metals present in the
Yes,
soil.
yes.
So it's
Yeah.
different. The way mushroom grows is that it gathers compounds from its surrounding to grow. So if the surrounding soil is contaminated, then whatever it gathers to make this sclerotium will also have that kind of component in it, renders it not safe to be taken.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why when
That's
we
why
do
it's
the
so
testing,
important to do the lab way.
we ensure that it has no heavy metals. We ensure that it is it doesn't have any microorganism growing in it, mold, as you have said. Yeah, we do all sort of testing to ensure that it's safe, and then we extract it using water,
Right.
and then we test it again
As you should. Yeah. We need to do tests every step of the way.
after
Yeah.
extracting, and then not only that, we ensure that our extract also has activity. Because some people, if they are not truly transparent with the way they do the extraction, how they grow, and then they tell you they have this activity,
Yeah.
it just doesn't add up to the equation.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we are very transparent of how we cultivate, what we use, how we extract, and then we also show you that our extract has activity.
And how you test at every stage.
Yep.
Yeah. So, Dr. Fung, what would you say are the key benefits that you would really like to highlight about tiger milk mushroom?
The key benefits that I have seen and that people have given feedback to me about is respiratory. That's also what the orang asli has said. The next is they feel that they get sick far less than before, which then we thought has to do with their immune system. So we have shown that XLR has and can modulate the immune system. So immune system, there are 3 layers to our immunity. First, of course, our physical barrier. So crossing the first barrier, we go into how our body wants to try to eat up this, like a Pac-Man, no? Eat up all the
Yeah.
bad things and
Yeah.
antigen that enters. Failing which, then our B cells and T cells, our immune system, begin to work. So we have shown that XLR can modulate cytokines in our body.
Can you explain what cytokines? for some
Cytokines are
audiences?
signaling molecules that tell our body either to respond or not respond. So it's a very complex pathway, but it can modulate the cytokines, and then it will help to balance our immune system. I think that's important.
Yeah.
We should do more studies, and we will
of
do more
course.
studies on how it can do that. But it's at this point in time, it's important
And
for
showing
us
that's right.
that it can modulate the immune system. And then once our body's immune system is balanced, then there will be less reaction. Reaction can come in a form of inflammation, etc. That's when you get all the flare-ups.
Yeah.
Because our body really just want to be balanced inside out. And when we get certain reaction, it is because we are off balance. And that is caused by how we live,
Of course.
The
The
food we
lifestyle,
take.
the food. Yeah.
what we're exposed to.
Yeah. Yeah. Would you say tiger mushroom is a natural anti-inflammatory agent?
It's natural because we have grown it naturally and extracted it naturally. So yes, it is. Anti-inflammatory is just one of the bioactivity that we see, which stems from a balanced immune system or an imbalanced immune system. Apart from that, it is also an antioxidant. We have also shown it to be anti-glycating, which has linkages to aging and longevity.
Oh, anti-aging benefits.
And longevity. So of course, in the-
How does it do that?
at this moment, we have shown that, in the lab, we do a lot of funny things. We feed it to worms.
Ah.
So we feed it to C. elegans, a type of worm that we have in the laboratory, and their lifespan is longer than those who are not fed with tiger milk mushroom. So that's one way. We've shown that it can increase lifespan. We also have shown that it is able to. So back up a bit. Our bodies have proteins, carbohydrate, and various molecules that we can attach sugar molecule to. That is called glycation. And the more we do that, then we age faster. So if it has anti-glycation properties, then we will reverse that process.
Right.
So
So it
that's
slows down
Yeah.
the aging process.
But we also realized that the preclinical testing on animals that we did has a more controlled blood glucose level. And it is more sensitive to insulin. But we are doing more work on that. It's important to understand the entire mechanism of how it works.
Of course. And then from there, of course, then you move on to the human studies and whatnot.
Yeah, we are actually already moving on to human. We have moved on to human studies as of 5 to 6 years ago already.
Yeah.
So for us, as scientists, we do cell-based experiment. Then we do animal-based experiments. We always have to do human
you
experiments.
do. Absolutely.
The first human is
It's
ourselves.
yourself.
Ourselves.
Yes. Yes.
And then we have to collect enough cohort to be able to run clinical trials, which we are doing. And we're in the process of
yes.
publication of these data. I think we are very blessed because we managed to get patients to say, yes, I want to join clinical trial on a
Mushroom.
natural product.
Yeah.
I mean, they do clinical trials all the time
Yeah.
of drugs.
Yes.
But now, first of all, we
I
have
think
gotten...
people feel more, I guess, at ease when it's something natural, right?
I used to think that way,
Yeah.
but no.
Oh, okay.
So, but for us to get clearance to do clinical trial on a natural product is already an achievement in itself. Because we go through ethical
Of course.
board, we need to register our clinical trials. And then when they ask us, what are you going to do trial with? We say it's a mushroom. Yeah, that sort of flow.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but it's for us, it's very uplifting. And
To see that kind of response.
correct.
Yeah.
And then after the trial has ended, then when we unblind the groups, people ask us, can we have more?
Oh, I love that. See, now that's a true testimony. Yeah.
Because they feel the change.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think for them, they're like, I didn't even know what this was before this trial.
Yeah. But more importantly, I feel that they know it is safe because
Yeah.
because we do blood works, right? Before
Yeah.
and after the trial. They're okay. You know how when people take certain medication, they say you should come back for kidney function tests, liver function tests to ensure that everything is okay.
And stable.
Sometimes I'm not sure whether these kind of it's quite alarming because if today I'm given something as a test and then they say 6 months later I want to test your kidney,
yeah, that's
like,
scary.
what?
That's really scary.
why do you want to do
That's
that?
true. That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So no need for that when it's something natural like this. Yeah. So what else would you say are the other benefits, Dr. Fung?
So respiratory health is one. Immune health is another.
Correct?
We are really moving towards cancer.
Yes, I remember you did some breast cancer studies.
Yep.
Is that correct?
So we've always been wondering why the orang asli tell us bengkak dada.
Like a growth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bengkak to them is a growth. But they always insist on growth only on the breast area. But when we did the studies, we did all sorts of cancer cell lines.
Right.
But it only showed to us that tiger bark mushroom seems to work better on breast cancer cell lines.
Interesting.
And not just any breast cancer cell lines. The breast cancer cell lines that were positive for hormones, HER2. The triple negative, it is less effective.
Okay.
So there's something there. But what is interesting is that while it inhibit breast cancer cell line growth, it does not harm the normal breast cells. You know how when we do therapy for cancer,
yes, it kills everything.
yeah,
Good and bad. Yeah.
but now it preserves the good and kills the
Kills the
bat.
bat.
But how does it do that? We're still investigating. So we are looking into different ways to try to test as to why and find out the mechanism.
So far, you've just seen that it has helped them, but you have to go deeper and to figure out how does it do it.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. Okay.
And all these things really takes time.
Of course. But that's life-changing if
It
this
is.
ends up becoming a natural solution for which is one of the most common cancers around the world. It's so important. A lot of people do not want to go down chemo or radiotherapy if they can help it. So what's the
that's right.
alternative? Right?
But you still need to go and get
Oh,
treated,
of
diagnosed.
course. Yes.
But it's something, when someone is diagnosed with cancer, they're always lost.
yeah.
And then they tend to believe in all sorts of supplements, they would call it. But then we always want to know the supplement that they're taking, has it been tested?
Yeah.
Is it safe?
Yeah.
Will it contradict the current treatment? Those sort of questions, I think, is important to ask.
Yeah. Are you doing other cancer studies as well, or just focus on breast cancer?
We are now looking into the mechanism of how it works. Yeah, that's what
Okay.
we're doing.
Great. And to deep dive further into respiratory wellness and how it helps with the lung health, would love to know more. How does it do that? What does it actually do, and what are some of the symptoms that it has helped customers with? I mean, I know firsthand for myself and for our customers at PurelyB, but I'd love to hear from you from the studies that you have conducted.
So we have done and shown for it to be bronchodilatory. It can open up the airways. And so it is anti-inflammatory because when our airways are inflamed, it constricts. So it is anti-inflammatory and then open up the airways. For someone with, for example, asthma, can breathe better. That's one. So when it is anti-inflammatory, when you have any parts of the respiratory system that is inflamed, it will reduce the inflammation.
And that's when it opens up the lung passage airways and you can just breathe better.
So, and because it is able to immunomodulate, so allergies reduces. So
Which
these
is
are
what
the-
I experienced. Yeah. I mean, mine were not, more intolerances rather than straight up major allergies, but still it would affect my day to day. So,
Yeah. So
yeah.
it's every day we're discovering something new. Like before this, we were talking about anti-inflammation, we're talking about bronchodilatory, antioxidant, and then along the way we discovered it to be anti-glycating. It is able to regenerate nerves. That's another
That's
important
really
area that we go
important.
to. So we are moving one step at a time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think all these bioactivities will not be very applicable if we had not in the first place proven it to be safe for consumption.
of course.
I mean, who want to take a food that is not safe, but it gives me that kind of effect? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So safety is important, and that's why I feel that I'm glad that we started off this whole research era, we call it,
20 years ago.
with safety.
Yes. Safety first. And you, yourself, guinea pig, before you even start into the next stage, which is very important. And, I feel like with all of us, even for me at PurelyB, any product that we want to do, I have to be its own testimony. I need to try it for myself. Obviously, before that, make sure that the research done has proven that it's safe, because we work with, like yourself, we work with Qaida, where this is like years and years and generations of studies and research and whatnot. We come in at the tail end. We come in the modern era to take it to the next level. But even then, I need to try and see, how do I feel when I take it? And is this just temporary? Or is this because now it's been years that I've been taking tiger milk mushroom and I didn't even realize that now I can eat shellfish? Which I didn't even know. Last time, and it happened accidentally, because usually I'd just be like, no shellfish, no prawns, no crab, because what would happen to me is that I get big red bumps. Like immediately I'd have lobster and a big red bump will come on my chin and all that. And I'm like, oh, the vanity in me is like, never. Never again. I'm not eating shellfish ever again. And so, yeah, and obviously, it's uncomfortable and whatnot. And it's been years of taking tiger nut mushroom. And when I accidentally had shellfish because they mixed up my order with my friend, and when I had it, a whole plate of it, not realizing because it was chopped up inside and whatnot. And I downed like 4 sachets of tiger mushroom after that. I mean, I already took it in the morning, but I was like, I need extra now. And I was like so worried, and I was fine. And after that, I realized
Excellent.
actually a lot of the things that I couldn't eat before, I can eat now if I choose to. But I, of course, make sure that I'm taking a lot of my tiger mushroom because it's all about maintenance at the end of the day. It's not going to be if you don't continue taking it and you are exposed to
Yeah, that's right.
the lifestyle that we're exposed to, it's just not, you're not going to be balanced. That unfortunately, we're not living in the ideal world of our ancestors anymore.
But I think we're coming back to that.
Do you
trend.
think so?
I think everybody is looking for some natural remedy.
Yeah, no, that's true.
But not just
yeah.
any natural remedy. It has to be, for me, it has to be something that is proven to be safe
Yes.
and works.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it has to be proven. It has to be validated. How about long COVID, Dr. Fung? Because I know you had started conducting some tests during COVID time because your research was before COVID.
Yep.
And then COVID came about. And what we noticed with our customers was that people who had long COVID and they were just like, I'm just willing to try anything because this is really affecting my life. And when they take it, it helps them. And they're not really in and out of hospitals and much anymore and whatnot. But I know that you were still in the midst of conducting the research into long COVID.
Yeah, we are trying. We are going to conclude that study soon,
Ah,
and
great.
hopefully publish and share it with PurelyB. But it has been very encouraging. Everyone whom we recruited, whether they're in the placebo group or in the treated group, they want more.
Oh. How did it help with them? Do you
So
know
they
some
say
of the
that they no longer feel so tired. Basically, they're more energetic. They can go about doing what they used to do. So yeah, that
I think
is
that's
also
what
very
long COVID
encouraging.
affected them. They weren't their usual selves
Yeah,
anymore.
that's right.
Yeah. And like so tired, they have to go to hospitals and
And then they get a
fall sick.
relapse. I think they
Correct. Yeah, yeah. And they're young. So it's so ridiculous that they're going through that at such
So
a
I
young
think
age.
it's the immune system and it's
Yeah.
the cytokine that we're talking about that it is able to help and modulate.
Yeah, yeah.
But obviously, as a scientist, we don't take any data just on the surface. We really need to understand
Of course.
and really understand how it works. Because if you go, as a scientist, if you tell someone, no, just take it lah, it's very good for you. But then we cannot explain to people how it works.
Yeah.
Then our job is not really complete.
Of course, of course. And people want that reassurance, right?
Yeah,
of
that's right.
knowing that it has been fully studied and how does it work. You're not just making some claim, right?
That's right.
So, Dr. Fung, like right now, I mean, in the US, if you specifically go to Los Angeles, you have seen the disastrous wildfires that have affected so many people and so many people have lost their homes. But even beyond that, the air quality in LA now, or not just LA, it's spread to other parts, is of extremely hazardous levels. And people are now wearing the N95 masks and so on. It kind of reminds me of the haze in Malaysia, but I think much worse than that. How do you think tiger nut mushroom could help these communities if they're experiencing really bad air pollution or poor air quality like that? What would you advise?
So we have to see, and obviously with bad air, there'll be more antigens in our environment. So first and foremost, it will help with the immune system. Secondly, these pollutants, more than likely, these molecules will be harmful to our body. So tiger nut mushroom has antioxidant properties. And then to breathe better, it can dilate the airways. Yeah, so these are the ways of how it can assist. But immune system means that it can control our body so that it doesn't react
As badly.
acutely. Yep.
Yeah.
So I think it will help.
So it definitely would be recommended for people in
Definitely.
LA to give tiger mushroom a try.
Yes.
Yeah, because I think everyone's looking for remedies. They all are. I'm seeing it amongst my community feed and whatnot. They're like, how can I protect my health and my lungs right now in the current state and the environment? So
Yeah.
it's important for people to know what is available out there that can help in
Correct.
different ways.
And,
That's
and,
natural.
and because we have shown tiger milk mushroom to be good for respiratory health, when they're asthmatic, when they're having allergic
Yes,
rhinitis,
yeah.
the friend that I shared with you about which has a pulmonary fibrosis, couldn't breathe, have to resort to steroids. So in
Now
that
no
manner,
longer needing steroids, no longer needing inhalers.
but she's still going for follow-up.
Of
'Cause
course. I think that's important.
So I told her, you
Constantly
still
check.
need to ensure that you are well. You
Yeah.
cannot just drop your follow-ups just like this. So you go and follow up, get reassurance that you're okay. Yeah, so she's still doing that.
Good, good. I think we all need to do that. We all have to just make sure that we do regular checkups.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
It's very
Don't
important.
assume that you're okay just because you feel okay.
So for a quicker remedy, perhaps say you pop a Zyrtec, which is okay because you want
Once
it
in a while, it's
once
okay.
in a long while,
You
not
know,
just once
a
in a
lot
while.
of people who ended up taking tiger mushroom, they take it every day, every other day, every
Zyrtec?
week. Yes, I've known some people who they react easily they have all these allergies, whether it's seasonal or whatever it might be. And okay, if it's not, the extreme case is every day or every other day. Otherwise, what's very common that I hear is like it's regular, it's like every week, once a week or whatnot. But of course, you will have those where it's like once in a blue moon. But that's why I'm just like, that's when you have to be careful. It's a drug. It comes with side effects. It's not meant to be taken that often.
Yeah, correct. So I think we have
And it suppresses. It doesn't get to the root cause.
correct. So we are trying to heal our body
Correct.
from the root cause. We are trying to heal as naturally as possible,
Yes,
so that our
yeah.
body is able to respond better, not in a negative way, to our environment.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's extremely important. While some people might feel like, okay, when I'm off it, I think what's important is that it is about healing and the natural way, but it's also about maintenance. I think
that's
that's
right.
also important. Like you can't expect that, okay, I take this, okay, it's cured me, I don't need it anymore, because I will get certain people who are like, oh, when I'm off it, maybe 2 weeks later, then the asthma will come back. When if I stop taking tiger milk mushroom from PurelyB, 2 weeks later, it'll come back. It won't be as bad as before. Before I started taking it, it'll be better, but it will come back. I'm like, well, if you stop taking for 2 weeks, what is your diet? What's your lifestyle? What's
Yeah.
your environment?
It's the
like?
same, right?
It all will
Yeah.
affect you. And
Yep, that's right.
yeah, it didn't come back instantly. It took 2 weeks, but you have to maintain. So I think that's, if it's not through a natural supplement, it has to be through other ways. What are you doing to maintain?
Yeah. So I
Right.
feel that we need to include these scientifically proven functional food into our lifestyle,
Yeah.
and that's
Agree.
important.
It's food.
It is
It
food.
should be part of daily lifestyle. You're not taking a pill every day.
That's right.
Yeah. The Dr. Fung, I think we have listeners who are now going to be really interested to know more about how they can find tiger milk mushroom and reap the benefits of it. So, what are the key differences that we can share with the listeners on the difference between raw tiger milk mushroom, which probably is much more common out there, than tiger milk mushroom extract, especially TMO2 XLR extract, which is what you have been working on for all these years and what we have been using in PurelyB's tiger milk mushroom?
You're right. So when I say tiger milk mushroom, or when anyone tells us tiger milk mushroom, I'm pretty sure that they are referring to the raw material. So the content of this mushroom really is different types of polysaccharide, proteins, terpenoid, phenolic compounds, and a variety of others. So because we are pioneers to tiger milk mushroom research in Malaysia, so we are the first research group that revealed the genome, what kind of compounds this mushroom makes, and the different type of protein it contains, the different type of carbohydrate and all other secondary metabolite that it contains. And for all our research work, we really worked with only the extract. So we had extracted from the raw tiger milk mushroom powder and used for all our studies. So when you look at all our research papers, it is really using the XLR.
And not the raw tiger mushroom powder before it then became an extract.
Correct. So PurelyB is the only company in the world that uses XLR.
Yeah.
And we have also tested in animals when we fed it with the raw tiger milk mushroom, the TM02, and we fed it with XLR. And the results show us that XLR is far more potent simply because extract contains a concentrated form of all the bioactive components. And that's important to know.
Yeah.
It's just like if you take concentrated apple juice, for instance, versus eating an apple. You don't need to eat too much of the concentrated apple juice because you mix it with water
Yeah.
than to eat 20 apples. That sort of logic we're talking about. And so that's why with PurelyB's XRR, you eat that little, and it have
the effects are very powerful.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I think that's very key for people to know that it's not, again, about the quantity, like how many grams.
It's the quality.
It's the quality.
And at this moment, PurelyB is the one and only that has this.
Yes. Yeah. I think for us, we believe in it so much. I believe in it so much. And for us, we're like, we need to bring that out there. We need to educate because we are at PurelyB first and foremost an educator. We started in wanting to help people get accessible to the right knowledge from all these different health experts like yourself on how to lead a sustainable, healthy lifestyle the natural way, through natural remedies, through food. And for us, this is very, very key. Everything, know where it comes from. And if tiger milk mushroom, you're seeing research from Dr. Fung, because all the research that people are going to see regarding tiger milk mushroom, they're going to see your name across all the publications, all the research papers. They need to know what it was based on. It was not based on other species. There are three species. This is on Lignosus rhinoceros TM02 species. So first and foremost, make sure it's that species.
Yep.
And then make sure that it's in extract form because all your research and your test was based on extract, but water-based extract, which was using your patented technology to make sure there were no chemicals and it was done in the safest way possible. So I think it's important for people to know this.
I think every time people ask the hows, the whys, we've always been very transparent. So I think when you buy tiger milk mushroom, if they don't tell you where the source is from, how they did it,
exactly.
I think
you have to. Is it pure? Sort of thing. Can I ask, because I know we've talked about this before, and obviously we won't disclose which brands or whatnot, but you have done certain tests on brands selling tiger milk mushroom who are claiming your research, because that's what a lot of brands do. They're saying it works, tiger mushroom is really good for you, look at the research, but obviously it was not based on the same source.
They're adapting our results to their products.
Correct.
Yeah.
But then you test their product and you're able to see
that there is a very big difference.
What was the difference?
It is not so potent. Well, actually,
you don't have to be polite.
It's not potent at all. And I really don't know what it contains. I think that's important. For
that's scary.
Us to note.
Yeah. It wasn't what it claimed, which was like pure tiger milk mushroom powder. It was only a small percentage of that. The rest of it, you actually don't know what it is.
For us, I always like to test myself.
Yeah.
Not just by eating it, but also the consistency of our work. So we have published a paper to say that we have collected TM02 raw material in the last 10 years of samples, and we have ensured the consistency of all the bioactive components. I think it's important because as we grow the mushroom, as we extract it, we need to ensure the consistency is there.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can't say that, okay, now it works. Okay, lah, we just use it.
Yeah.
So we have published that to ensure the consistency of the bioactivity and the bioactive components, and to show to everybody that this is our own test of our own extracted components. We have to ensure that all the time.
Yeah.
And I believe in the next 10 years, we will still keep
Oh.
annual samples
Yeah.
and test it
Keep
again.
going.
Yeah.
And you're going to unravel more and more fascinating findings.
We hope so.
Yeah. I mean, every time I talk to you, there's something new. So it makes me really excited.
Yeah,
because
so
it
recently,
can benefit
because
more
of the
people.
pandemic, so we also went to dabble a little bit on how components of tiger milk mushroom can have effect on our cell receptors. I think that's very interesting.
Yeah. Because a lot of people are also affected by the vaccine. And they're all looking at ways now to negate the effects of it.
So I'm not revealing too much
Of
now.
course, of course.
But we are
Stay
working on
tuned.
that. But we are working on that. I think it's always interesting for us to discover something new. So how tiger milk mushroom can inhibit certain cell receptors from certain antigens to negate its pathogenesis
Yeah.
of certain diseases.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm looking forward to hear
Every
progress
single day
updates on that.
when they come and say that I found something new, it's always interesting. Science is always
Yeah.
interesting, and that's the reason why we are still on it.
Yeah, yeah. And I think for a lot of our listeners out there, for those of you who do suffer from certain conditions, particularly ones that we have talked about, and you sort of want to know, okay, what are some of the case studies that we have heard? I mean, you talked about your friend of 10 years. I would love for you to share more. On our side as well, we've had a mother. We've had many people come to us, but particularly on a video that you can even see on our page, she was willing to share her story of her husband. She had a 4-year-old son, and he had chronic asthma. He was in and out of hospitals every month without fail, and he needed his inhaler, steroids all the time, and he couldn't really enjoy life like a young boy would. He can't run without wheezing. That was his life. And they had tried everything, and someone recommended her tiger milk mushroom by PurelyB. And I don't even think they were recommending it because of the tiger mushroom. I think they might have been recommending it because of the elderberry. I'm not sure. And then, but then when she started giving it to him, and I met her 7 months later, but she started giving it to him within 2 weeks, he didn't have an asthma attack. He didn't need his inhaler. They started seeing the effects after 2 weeks. 7 months later, no asthma attack, no hospital visit needed. That was life-changing. Every month he needed to go, and they were saying he can now have some chocolate, he can run like a normal child and play like a normal child. And so it really changed that little boy's life. And I think these are some of the stories that needs to go out there, because there are going to be so many people that can relate. So many moms, so many people for themselves that can relate. So I think it would be great if we can just share more about some of those stories. If you have any more you want to share, I can share more too.
Yeah, so there is also someone very close to me that I know who had inflamed turbinates.
Oh.
Somewhere up here.
Oh, okay.
So then you go and see the doctor, and the doctor said, oh, it's inflamed, so let's do some surgery.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's the first solution? Okay.
Yeah. So that
Okay.
friend of mine came and told me about it, and I said, try this, it's safe, I'm taking it too. So after a few weeks, able to breathe better, no more
Of the congestion?
upper respiratory
Right.
tract infection, and several months down the road, all okay.
She didn't
No
need to do
need
the surgery.
So you don't lose any body parts.
Yeah. You don't have to go under the knife. Oh my God. Yeah.
So sometimes I think that nature always have an answer for us. Are we looking for it?
Yeah.
When we have health problems, we should read more, understand more how it can help us.
Yeah. Yeah. I completely agree. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think another story I'd love to share as well is people who have, I talked about myself, allergies, but I didn't realize, sometimes you don't know whether it's just you or whether it happens to a lot of people. And a lot of people started coming and saying that now they can just eat things that they couldn't used to eat before, and they don't react. They don't have the same allergic reactions that they would normally would. And then one particular friend who I befriended in Los Angeles, when I started spending some time there to bring our products there, she calls it her miracle powder. And she said it has just, now she can eat dairy. It was Thanksgiving. And usually, you know, they have a whole feast and a whole spread, and there's a lot of dairy and stuff there. She's normally allergic to dairy. She can't take it. It affects her a lot. And now she can eat it. So in Thanksgiving, all these festivities, she was able to just indulge and enjoy because of our tiger milk mushroom. So she and her husband both take it religiously. But I just loved how she called it her miracle powder. You know, she's like, my miracle powder, I can't live without it. So yeah, I think that's very key because that's so common. It's like not a unique case. I think it's a very common case of people having these. It's not chronic allergies. I don't think she would get hospitalized if she would have dairy, but it
Yes,
affects
but
her
her quality of life
Correct.
is much affected.
That's right.
So what
That's
we're
right.
trying to do is that we're trying to improve quality of life for people
Yeah,
using natural ways.
yeah,
I think that's important.
yeah. And everyone's looking for that right now, and we need to help
And
make
without
it
the side
accessible.
effects.
Without the side effects, yeah, because a lot of people, you know, they want a fast, easy solution,
Yeah.
and it comes with the side effects that are just not worth it at the end of the day, right?
That's right.
Are there any other stories you want to talk about, Dr. Fung?
Many more, but I think it all goes back to our immune system. That is key.
Yeah, because when you protect your immune system, you strengthen your immune system.
Then our
All
body is
of these
able to
other-
handle things better.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's a very good point.
So our immune system is more resilient to changes, both the up and downs of anything. So we're able to handle it better.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. And then honestly, like, you can get through anything. If you feel healthy, you feel well, you can get through anything. It's basically your day to day. Everything falls apart the minute that your immune system is compromised.
Yeah. So when we can breathe better,
Yeah,
our cells are more oxygenated and works better.
yeah,
I think that's for me to tell someone who is not from a science background, if we, sometimes when we are stressed, we are always asked to breathe.
yeah.
Why?
And breath work. That's
Yeah.
such a big part of like
Yeah.
mental wellness
Why do
and
people
everything.
advise us this way? Because when
Yeah.
we breathe, we get oxygenated. Our cells do work better.
Yeah, yeah.
So everything starts, I think, from there on. How we look into this. So maybe I will bring you through the trail of our research. Where we first started off with safety. Something that is strange to me. I had to ensure that it was safe. Then talk to the indigenous people
Yeah.
to ask them what have they been using tiger milk mushroom for. Subsequently, everything that they said, we try to make scientific sense of it, collect data, do scientific laboratory investigation, do testing in animals. Now we are moving to human studies. So that is the flow of our work,
Yeah. Yeah.
to validate traditionally what they have been using tiger milk mushroom for, and to honor our ancestors with it.
Yeah.
I think there's so much wisdom that comes from there.
Yeah. I think that is something that really drives us here at PurelyB, is about honoring our ancestors and that lost wisdom and bringing that to the forefront now.
Yeah.
And really unpacking that with all these credible experts like your good self who have so much to share about it, that people will listen and they will share it with others. Yeah.
Awesome.
So I'm now going to ask you about the other mushrooms that you have done research on. I know specifically you're focusing on maybe a select 5 or so, and some of them are also quite rare. Is that right? Would you be able to share more on these medicinal mushrooms?
Yeah. So I, in my laboratory, I work with 3 species of tiger milk mushroom. So we have Lignosus rhinoceros.
Yes. Tiger
This
mushroom.
is
Yeah.
the major species in Malaysia.
What do you
then
mean
we-
by major?
Major because most of the species that we find is Lignosus rhinoceros. Then we have 2 other minor species. Maybe because we just haven't found it yet. I don't know.
It's more rare?
Yep. So we called it Lignosus tigris,
No.
Lignosus cameronensis.
Okay.
Cameronensis simply because we found it near Cameron
Oh,
Highlands.
is that
So Cameronensis.
okay?
So these are the 2 other species apart from this. So total 3 species of tiger milk mushroom. We also work with Cordyceps sinensis.
Okay.
That is one of the most expensive mushroom
Yeah,
in the world.
cordyceps, of course.
Yeah. Because of its difficulty to harvest.
That's why it's one of the most expensive.
Yes. Then we also work with Chaga. We also work with Sanghuang. We also work with Antrodia.
Right, right.
Yeah. So these are a variety of mushrooms that we work with on top of other edible mushroom that we dabble with.
What are some of the? Oh, sorry. Go on.
But what we are so interested in is, of course, our national treasure, tiger milk mushroom.
Tiger mushroom for sure.
That will always
Only
be on
found
the
in
list.
Malaysia.
Yes. That is important because
Yeah.
I think Malaysia is known for its flora.
And fauna.
So many
Yeah.
species of flora and fauna.
Yeah.
And everybody comes to this tropical area to look for medicinals.
Yeah.
And we have this gem that we need to introduce to the world.
Mm.
So, Cordyceps sinensis is another mushroom that we're very actively pursuing because, I'm taking it myself. It gives me a lot of energy.
So that's the key benefit of cordyceps.
Yeah. It improves vitality and improves energy production. But interestingly, when we fed this mushroom to the rats, these rats do not have visceral fat.
Oh. I didn't know that about cordyceps. Okay.
So wow. It's gory detail, but when we open up the animals, they have no fat. And we were wondering why. So these are accidental discoveries.
Right.
We didn't aim to look at
So in a
skinny
way,
rats.
it burns fat? Or
Yeah, we don't know.
Right.
So it has, and then we did some other studies to show that it may play a role in fatty acid synthesis in our body. So we're still looking into that.
Right,
We are still trying to
right.
understand why. But these rats are more active when we
When you
look
gave
at-
them cordyceps, yeah.
correct. So we are still looking into it as to
Okay.
understand why, but it definitely did also increase ATP production in these animals. So that's one mushroom that we're looking at.
Okay.
We're also looking into Antrodia. Antrodia is more commonly found in Taiwan. It is their national treasure, but they have also shown that it to be liver protective. So when they did liver enzymes, they found it to be better with Antrodia. So it is a liver protective mushroom.
Right, right. So,
So
that's a key benefit for
Our
the
liver is actually an organ where we detox. Liver is like a factory in our body. Everything that we take eventually goes to the liver to be channeled to elsewhere. And if our liver health is good, then
the rest of the body.
we hope.
Yeah.
We're still investigating. It's too early onset to talk about all these data. But I'm taking Antrodia because I've also shown it to be safe.
Yes. Now you need to be the walking testimony, of course. It's that process. Yes.
So yeah, and when do I take Antrodia? Is when I can't sleep.
It helps because the liver plays a role in
Yeah.
sleep. Okay.
So yeah, so I take Antrodia at night. I take Cordyceps and tiger milk mushroom in the morning.
Interesting. You know, some people, some of our customers take tiger mushroom. It says it helps them breathe better and it helps them sleep.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
our bodies are all different.
Yeah.
And that's the amazing thing with natural functional food. All our bodies are different. There is
Yeah.
no one size fit all sort of plan with natural products. We all have to learn to listen to our body and respond accordingly.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
think
I
that's
totally
important.
agree. Yeah. And what were the other mushrooms that you were saying?
Chaga has
Chaga,
Chaga
yes,
is
yeah.
very high antioxidant activities. And so we're still looking into that, but we have shown it to be the king
The king of mushrooms, right?
of antioxidants.
Of antioxidants.
Yeah. And then we have Sanghuang. recently, we're still writing that paper and trying to publish it, has to do with brain health. So we're still looking into that.
Sanghua.
Sanghuang,
Hanghua.
it's yellowish in color.
Okay.
It's also a
okay.
blob.
I love
Everything that we work with is like a
Yeah.
blob, except
Yeah.
for Cordyceps, which is a strand upwards. So, well, we our collaborator, the one who cultivates tiger milk mushroom, was able to grow Cordyceps using rice too, and that's why it used to be very expensive. Now that we are able to cultivate it in rice,
You can control the price.
you can control. Yeah. So I think there's a lot of work we can do.
Yeah, I think what's really important is that all of these mushrooms, botanicals, they have so much benefit for our community, but can we make it affordable? Can we make it accessible to everyone? Because if it's only available for those who can afford it, then it's just not fair.
I think
right?
all the
Yeah.
mushroom that we have talked about was once rare, including tiger milk mushroom.
Yeah.
But because
right.
we're able to cultivate it, then we're able to work on it
Yeah.
and then bring it to the consumers.
Yeah.
So I think it's a supply and demand thing.
It is. It is.
So
yeah.
If the supply is very little, it will be rare.
Yeah.
And then the price will go up.
As long as you can make it in more abundance, then
That's right.
yeah. And I just wanted to mention regarding Chaga, because we started working together as well with Pagaga Chaga. And with our Pagaga Chaga was really interesting because obviously it has a lot of benefit for the brain, both Chaga mushrooms and the Pagaga, very good for the brain, but also very powerful antioxidant. So whilst we have people who say, yeah, they're less stressed, it calms their anxiety and all that stuff, but a lot of customers are like, I don't fall sick. Like people around me are falling sick, I don't fall sick, and it's just I feel good, and it has become like their immune protector, and that was pretty amazing to see. So I was like, yeah, it's definitely the combination, but also chaga mushrooms on its own is such a powerful antioxidant, like you said, the king of antioxidants. But then you combine it with pagaga and all the other ingredients, it heightens to another level.
Obviously, natural functional food works well when it is blended.
Correct.
Because
not on
it-
its own, right?
It works synergistically. So, but for us, when we do studies, we have to work singularly
Yeah.
to find out the key function,
Yeah.
the key components, and the key function. Before then, we can say we want to blend it and how to blend it.
Yeah.
In what formulation should we blend it? But one day we will reach there where we work with blended formulation and see the effect.
Yeah, yeah. I completely agree on that. I mean, like our signature that we started with pagaga, it's not just pagaga on its own. It's the ingredients combined that make it so powerful, even though individually there's so much research behind how effective they are to help with different conditions. But what makes them even stronger than if someone consumes it individually is a combination. But it can't just be any combination.
Yeah.
And that is where you have to work with the right experts to ensure that this, and a lot of that wisdom came from before the time of science. It just so happens that science now is validating that that is
Yes.
true. But that's what I love so much about uncovering all of this. It's just fascinating. You know, how did they know? That's the question.
How did they know? I've asked myself, how did they know
Well,
this?
I feel like a lot of them were healers. The traditional healers and herbalists, they were healers, and they had a gift. They had a gift of knowing what could work well together. And it was passed down to them through their ancestors who were also healers, and they had a mission and a duty to then educate and share that with the wider community. And I think working with Professor Bodeker, who did a lot of research into Malaysian herbs and botanicals and whatnot, who's Australian, in his research uncovered that part of the origins of Malaysian herbs and whatnot. And obviously, you know, it's something so, it's our heritage. That is our story. That's our origin story. And it just needs to be uncovered more, needs to be shared more.
Yes, and
Yeah.
to make it in a form that modern community will understand
Yes.
and be able to accept.
Yes, yeah, which is where the science is extremely important. Okay, Dr. Fung, you work on all these medicinal mushrooms. A lot of them are rare. What would you say, because a lot of people are like fascinated to hear, would be the most rare or the top 2, 3 most rare mushrooms, medicinal mushrooms in the world, even though they might be somewhat available, but they're not to the level that everyone knows about it yet. It hasn't gone mainstream. What would you say?
I would definitely say tiger milk mushroom.
Tiger mushroom, top of the list, number
Top
one.
of the list. Well, first of all, it's been forgotten for so long, and it has only been discussed or used in the last 20 years or so.
Yeah, yeah.
And
even then, it's more in Asia.
That's right. Malaysia.
Malaysia specifically.
Yep, that's right. And then it's rare because I've explained earlier how it grows. It remains underground for so many years.
Yeah.
Until and unless you find someone who knows where it is.
Yeah.
And then once you find one, you can only find another 5 to 10 kilometers away. And that's one of the reasons why, being so rare, it was also expensive.
That's true. That's true. A lot of people are like, they expect mushrooms all to be the same price.
It's not.
When they buy all these mushroom supplements, and they're very surprised why tiger mushroom is substantially more expensive. And I think this is important to know why.
Yeah. So we did a full big range of research prior to introducing it again to the public. And not only that, we have extracted it using a patented method, and to prove that this patented method is also safe, clean. So all this took a lot of time, effort, before we are able to introduce. So I think all this in accumulation give rise to the pricing. And also, at this moment, even though it's still rare, but it is cultivated,
Yeah.
but not many people know about it. So there's this supply and demand thing that is going on.
Yeah. So I think what's important for people to also realize is it may be more expensive than regular mushrooms, but if you look at the whole context,
Yeah, I
it is
think you have to look
actually
at it in an
not.
entirety.
Yeah, because it's not actually crazy expensive. It's just more expensive than regular average mushrooms,
Correct.
right? So
And it's not a mushroom that you can find elsewhere.
no, you can't. Yeah. That's the thing. And then plus this is TMO2 species XLR extract. So that even takes it a step further.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
Which is what we have seen from customers and human studies, is that it is 5 times more effective than even raw tiger milk mushroom powder.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we didn't just introduce it the moment we're able to grow it. We did work with it.
No, that was a long process.
Yeah. We ensured it was safe, did work with it, showed scientific evidence before it was introduced to the market.
Yeah, yeah.
So all these need to be taken in consideration.
Exactly, exactly. I mean, it doesn't grow in a cluster, it doesn't grow in a school. It's
Yeah.
so rare. It's 1 every 10 kilometers.
Correct.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Some people are like, I'm lucky, I found one.
I think we can make everyone lucky
now.
from now on.
Thankfully, thankfully. Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you so much for all of the research that you have done on tiger milk mushroom. Honestly, I think when it came to my attention, thanks to my investor who's also on the board of directors, and said they have spent years on this groundbreaking research, that I think there will be such synergy for PurelyB to work with Dr. Fung and University of Malaya, and it has been a game changer for me and for a lot of our community. And so
Thank
I
you.
thank you for the 20 years that you
And
have
more
put
to
into
come.
it. And more to come. Yeah, exactly.
I always feel that we are in the beginning.
Yes. No, I agree completely. We're
Because-
just scraping the surface right now.
Although we have done so much,
Yeah.
but every day is something new
yeah.
that I feel that there's so much for us to learn. Actually, I
Agree.
think we have so much to learn from nature.
It's just mind blowing, yeah. Everything that I appreciate people like yourself, scientists, herbalists, healers, naturopaths, because you're all sharing so much of your knowledge and wisdom that you have spent time uncovering from the past. And it completely changes the way we approach our life and how we then share that with other
Everyone else,
people.
yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. I think we also want to thank PurelyB because
Thank you.
only when we have someone appreciating what we do, understanding how hard we have worked, then we are able to bridge the gap
Yeah.
and to bring this to people.
Yeah. I mean, that's the ultimate goal. Like, why are you doing this research? Why do we do what we do? It's to bring it to the people.
Yeah, but prior to meeting you, we've been keeping it under our blankets.
Well, because you had put your heads down and you were just working on the research and the process and the tests, and then you didn't think about, okay, how are we going to bring it to the people yet? You were
Yeah.
just doing the work.
But I think this is
Yeah.
a scientist's dream come true.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
people to experience what we ourselves has experienced with the sample that we work with. I think it's so important
I
for people to
agree.
understand the whole process.
Yeah.
It is not that we have found it and we introduce it straight
yeah.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? We're so proud. It's Malaysian. It's
Correct.
our national treasure.
Yeah.
It's from our heritage, and only in Malaysia, in the whole world. And I think
Yeah.
that's something that we should be so
So in a
proud
way, I
of.
feel PurelyB is pioneer too.
Yeah.
So we have pioneered cultivation, we have pioneered extraction, we have
Yeah.
pioneered scientific discovery, and then we have pioneered the commercialization.
Yes.
Yeah.
And making it accessible, and the education.
That's right.
Yeah. To in a layman way.
So Malaysia is
consumers.
pioneer.
We are. Absolutely, we are. We are. And a lot of people come to us.
Yeah.
I mean, Professor Buduka I've been working for the longest time. As I mentioned, he's a medical scientist from Australia. He says that Malaysia houses some of the most powerful herbs and botanicals in the world. It's just a shame that not enough people know about it. And that's why
Correct.
he spends so much time here for his research. And it's just, yeah, we just need to really, really share more of that knowledge.
Yeah, and we should be so proud
we should.
as Malaysians that we have
We
this.
should. Yeah. I mean, that's why everything we do in PurelyB is like authentically homegrown Malaysian brand, Malaysian wellness traditions. Like, we're really, really championing that because we feel very proud of what Malaysia has to offer and just not enough awareness out there. So
Yep.
we need to push that out there. Yeah.
Definitely.
So, Dr. Fung, I think to kind of tap into more of your thoughts on medicinal mushrooms and everything, what do you think is like the next frontier? What do you think we can expect in the next 5 to 10 years? Or anything that you want to share of like what's next with medicinal mushrooms? It is an area that people are really fascinated with, especially in the most recent years.
Yeah. So mushrooms has been slowly gaining limelight in the past decade or so. But I feel that in the next 5 to 10 years, it will grow even more because everybody is searching for some kind of superfood.
Yeah, that's right. What's the next big superfood?
Yes.
Yeah.
So mushroom is the next in thing, I feel.
And it's already on the way there.
Yep.
It's already on the way there.
Yeah, correct. So we take mushroom as food, and now we take this
As medicine.
as medicine. And I think in years to come, we would use it in many products, in topical creams,
Yeah.
and beverages.
Actually, creams
in
is not that
food.
common right now, right? Is it? Mushroom
For
and
tiger
creams?
milk mushroom,
Oh, tiger mushroom, yes, right?
not
Anti-aging?
yet. Anti-aging, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
And I think it has. We can incorporate all these into different type of products. It's going to become quite big
Yeah.
in the next decade or so.
I- Yeah, sorry, go on.
When people discover what secrets mushroom really holds.
Yeah, yeah. I'm actually already seeing it in the US. When I spent some time there and in California, mushrooms, medicinal mushrooms is the trend. But
Yeah.
not yet tiger milk mushroom. I started introducing it there. And what's interesting is that brands or experts who are in the field specifically focusing on mushroom supplements, mushroom products, they know tiger milk mushroom.
Ooh.
They know it and they're wondering how we managed to get it and do a product on this and how can they collaborate and whatnot because it's difficult for them to find it, at least find it in the high quality
Yeah.
backed
So I think
by
quality
science.
matters.
Yeah.
Remember when we said that we looked into other types of tiger milk mushroom is not as potent. So rarity is one,
Yeah.
the quality is another. You can have you can name a brown like powder tiger milk mushroom, but is it really?
Yeah.
How much of tiger milk mushroom does it contain? Is it pure? And for extraction, when we market the extract, is it pure extract? How do we do it? What is the process? Is the bioactivity retained? All these questions we always ask.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Dr. Fung, what is the biggest myth that you think people have when it comes to natural medicinal mushrooms? Is there any sort of myth out there that we can kind of debunk or say, well, actually, yeah, it is true. It's not just a myth. Or like, is there anything?
So one of the biggest myth is that consumers or anyone who wants to consume mushrooms think that it's a one size fit all, and it doesn't work that way. So we've discussed earlier that everybody's body status is different. It's because of our genetics, the different diet we take, the different environment we are in, and what we are exposed to. So it's not a one size fit all thing. So as you aptly mentioned, that some people take a week to see a difference when they consume tiger milk mushroom. Some people may take longer. Some people take it for a respiratory issue. Some people may take it. You say you sleep better when you take tiger milk mushroom. I'm different. I feel energized, so I take it in the morning. Yeah, so I think that's the myth. It's not the same for everybody. So I think that's when we need to we need to listen to our body. We need to be sensitive enough to what our body is trying to tell us. I think it's lost. This listening to our body idea is somewhat lost in the modern world because we are so busy. We forget that we need to listen sometimes to what our body is telling.
And listen.
That's very important. So that is something that it's never a one size fit all. What fits me may not fit you. So maybe tiger milk mushroom works for some people because they have that kind of health issue that they're trying to address, respiratory issue, perhaps vitality issues, or they are recovering from cancer treatment and a variety of other issues. But then there may be some people who benefit more from taking Cordyceps, for instance, or Antrodia, depending on what are they looking for.
Yeah. So I think like in terms of for just everyone who's listening, just pay attention to your body. Whilst a product may be good for you for different purposes, see how your body responds to it. And if it's not for you, that's okay. You know, I think that's really important because some people are like, oh, I don't know. Sometimes, you know, it just might not work for specific people because you don't have that condition.
Yeah.
You're just perfectly normal, healthy, whatever it's supposed to help with. You don't need it. You need something else. What you thought you needed, you don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I think that's very key for all of us. Now, if any of our listeners who are trying, maybe they haven't quite gotten on board with medicinal mushrooms yet, they just have it as normal food, and they want to start incorporating it, what advice would you give to them? How to get started? Any guidance or whatnot?
I think the first most important thing is to ask ourselves why. Why are we looking?
Right.
What health problems are we trying to solve? Then we would be able to identify a few mushrooms maybe that can help us. And then start slow. Sometimes
See how your body responds, right?
Start slowly, observe the effects, see how our body respond when you take. Now it's very easy. Just take it in capsule form, right? Or sachet or whatever. Take a few and then gauge the response, whether it's helping you or not. I think that's
The best
an
way.
easy, better way to start.
Yeah. Don't try and rush to want to see
Yeah,
results so
don't.
fast and all of that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like we said earlier, this is not a magic pill, nor a magic bullet where you give a punch and say, okay,
Yeah.
I will do this. I'll take 4 a day. There's really no need to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
I think medicinal mushroom, just as myself, we gain confidence slowly. So remember I said I'm not a traditional medicine person.
Yes.
And then I proved that it was safe. So I started eating it. For no reason at all. I'm not sick or anything. And then I realized I didn't fall sick that easily. And if I did,
That takes time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
then I take more. Nothing happened to me because I've proven to myself that it's safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it goes slowly.
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah.
food. And food takes time. Natural product takes time to assimilate in our own body. And then our body takes time to get used to this new food if you have never taken it before.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a synergy.
Yes, yes. I completely agree. I think patience is key, and because it's not a drug, it's not going to give you
it's not.
overnight. However, there are cases where sometimes people can see it quite fast. But like you said, everyone is different. So that might not be the case for you. Just be patient, be consistent,
Yes.
and then see how it
See if
benefits
the
you.
quality of life improve.
Yeah.
I think at the end, when we talk about health and wellness, we really want just to improve our quality of life.
Yeah.
Like the little boy with
Yeah,
asthma
exactly.
who couldn't play with friends, couldn't eat chocolate.
Yeah.
That's how
Now you
his
can be a
qua-
kid, or a normal kid. Right?
And that is a blessing on its own. So listen to your body.
Yeah.
Try it slow, no rush.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much, Dr. Fung. We've covered so much today. And you were wondering whether we would be talking for that long. We ended up going longer than expected. Yes.
Good. I hope it's helpful.
Oh, very helpful. I think it's so much valuable knowledge shared for our listeners, especially those who are already consuming our tiger milk mushroom and didn't know some of this really fascinating research behind it. They know only, a summary on our website or whatnot, but they had no idea the depths of it. And I think they're going to be really interested to learn more. And for those who are just wanting to start going into mushroom supplements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So try it one day at a time.
Yes.
No rush. I think we always have to be very wary of somebody who tells us, "Oh, take this; it can solve all your health problems." No.
No. If it sounds too good to be true.
Yeah, it is. It's probably too good to be true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I don't come from a viewpoint that says that I've done these bioactivities. Okay, here, take, eat it. I think I've also taken time to slowly understand how this mushroom works.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that I feel it's taken a long time. Almost 20 years is a long time.
Long time. My God.
Yeah. So prior to meeting PurelyB, so all these data remained in
Yeah.
the laboratory.
Yeah.
So I'm happy
Yeah. Me
that
too.
that you're now taking it to another level
Yes.
and introducing it to many more
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
whom have found it to be helpful.
Yeah. Where it's changed your life. It really has. And partnerships, collaboration, synergies are so key in playing a role
Yep.
in moving the needle.
Yeah. Something that I think scientists cannot do very well. Scientists are not, we're not very upfront, or we don't expose ourselves to being questioned.
Right.
We don't expose ourselves to common people because we've always been
It's
living
very close.
in our thing,
Yeah,
our little box.
yeah, yeah.
And we think that, oh, this is a great finding, and then what?
Yeah. What do you do with this? Yeah.
So I think this collaboration, people being able to benefit, understand, education, a lot of reading, talking
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah. No.
It helps.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And sharing experience.
Yes, I think that is very, very key, and that's a big part of how we try approach things is community. Community first, because people want to hear from other people,
Yep.
right? Like, they will learn so much from you, Dr. Fung. They will learn so much from PurelyB, but it'll never be the same as hearing from each other who they can personally, emotionally connect and relate to. And that has been a key way of how we have grown our brand. Our community has helped us get to where we are. We started small, we're still small, but it's because of our community that we're here today.
Yeah.
And
And
I-
we hope that one day
yeah.
it will grow bigger. And then
Yes.
it become mainstream.
Yes.
And that
that's
people
the
won't
goal.
think that tiger milk
That's the
mushroom is so
wish.
rare that nobody have heard about it before. But I think
we changed that.
XRR need to go mainstream.
It does. It does, yeah. And we're on a mission to do that together. And I hope, like with all the listeners here in this podcast, if this is something that resonates with you, anything that we've talked about, you suffer from respiratory conditions, you're looking at ways to improve your immunity, long COVID symptoms, anything at all that we have touched on, breast cancer, have a try of tiger milk mushroom. And we said, go slow, be patient with your body, see how your body responds. And it is something that has been a game changer for so many people that we know. And we feel that we want to just get it into the hands of more people out there.
Definitely.
Yeah. So thank you, Dr. Fung, and thank you all the listeners for tuning in. If you'd like to get in touch with Dr. Fung, you have any questions for her, we have her email down in the description. And feel free to reach out. You know, we're all about sharing as much information as we can with the community. And if you'd like to listen to our past episodes on our podcast with other experts on Asian and Malaysian wellness traditions and success stories, follow our Spotify and our YouTube at PurelyB TV. Till next time, bye. Dr. Fung, you can wave.
Bye.